coming up.
It's not personal, is it? And it's
not. And
yeah.
nobody, like, let's be honest.
It's lazy, mate.
Who reads it?
It's lazy.
Who reads it?
Your house was worth 400, but I've just knocked the wall down. It's
No,
now
375.
worth 375. I think there's a common misconception in property that people think we as agents just stick it on Rightmove and wait for the phone to ring, and that is the bit that sells the property. And I'm sure there are some agents that do that.
Not anymore.
It's definitely not us. I don't have any
How do you
words.
feel?
Sick, victimised. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the It's Who You Move With podcast. Today we have a really special episode and we're at Toast, an epic venue in Flyford Flavell on the outskirts of Inkbarrow, in between Stratford and Worcester, and we're on a bus. Little introduction into what we're going to be doing today, a blind taste test. Not sure how I feel about this. There's many things I don't like and I fear some of them might be put in my mouth. Generally then, the topic of today is modern day estate agency.
Yeah.
The impacts of social media on the property market. And stay tuned for a little episode, a little chat, with Morgan, who owns Toast. She's going to tell us a bit about the hospitality industry and all about how things are going. So stay tuned, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate your support. And let's see what's coming next. Okay, so I'm not sure I envisage putting a blindfold on.
You haven't got the bougie bag
On an episode of our podcast.
Look at this. Fantastic.
I took mine out of the bougie bag.
Just so everyone knows, Tim required the silk design.
It was a bespoke choice. How do you put it on?
Right,
Never done this
get
before.
it on your head and go for it.
Okay,
Oh my
right.
God.
No cheating.
What is happening?
You
Right.
can't cheat, can you?
Well, you can, because if you don't put it low enough over your nose, maybe it's because my nose is that big.
No,
but
I can't see anything.
You can't?
Morgan's going to bring out some dishes for us to taste, isn't she? As part of the new menu at Toast.
I'm really excited for this because I am a proper foodie. So I'm going to be disappointed if I don't guess
What's been put in?
what's being put in my mouth.
Okay. This is a really weird sensory experience. I mean, if I say it smells good and it's something I don't like.
Yeah, do me last. I'm scared.
It's already going everywhere.
No, don't get it down us, please.
Is there like some sort of pastry?
Okay, Matt, calm yourself down. You're giving me a clue here.
Yeah, don't tell us.
There's beans on toast out the window then. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so scared for this. There's no noise from you, Tim. Talk.
I don't know what I'm eating.
It is a concoction of flavours, so this one's like our most controversial because it's savoury but sweet.
I know the menu, but I haven't got a clue what that is, mate.
That was very elegant, actually.
From me or Jade?
Jade.
Good chat.
Definitely something pastry-wise.
Yep.
I don't know, a pie of some sort.
I've got a really good idea, but because I can't see it, I'm thinking, is that just
Like a
totally
toasty?
radical?
A toasty?
Can I guess?
Yeah, go on.
I think it's like a corned beef hash. Some chutney in there.
Okay.
That's my guess. That's what I've got to go for.
Okay, so my guess is hash is kind of where I was going.
Of course it
So
was.
obviously, I thought it was like a pulled pork hash. Those are our guesses.
Okay.
Okay, is this the point where you tell us what it was?
Yeah, tell us, Morgan.
Pork belly waffles.
Oh. Okay, so I got pork.
Who's closest one, yeah.
I'll take that.
The sweet aspect of it
really
comes
nice.
from the waffle.
And do you know what? It's good to do this because I wouldn't have necessarily chosen that off a menu.
You ready for number two then, guys?
That's a good one. We are ready.
This is like a sensory overload for
This
me.
one is going to be so messy. I really apologise. Open up.
I just, the anticipation to hear what he's going to say.
Oh, I thought he was already eating it.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, don't say anything, Matt. Don't give us any clues.
I've got an idea.
Really?
You've probably eaten this one.
I feel like I have.
Gone everywhere.
Is it down your chin?
Yeah. Mal,
Great content. Jay, are you okay?
I have no clue. But that tastes good.
It did taste really good.
I've got it on my leg as well. Is it like noodle?
Noodle.
I felt like it was a bit noodly.
There's an onion. There's a bit of a spice.
There was definitely onion in it.
See, now I've forgotten the name of the dish, but I'm pretty sure that had some pulled pork in it again. And no.
Yes, he's got it wrong.
Okay, then I really haven't got a clue. So I was going to go with like pulled pork, kind of like the baked eggs kind of thing with pork. So what was the dish then?
It's a chicken fajita baked eggs, and it also comes with, you can't see this,
Yeah.
for the camera, taco shells.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And this is one that we do weekly. We change the flavours.
Okay, well that means it's not sardines. Unless you change them to mackerel.
Is this one that's going to melt? Without too long.
Oh, I see. Up there for thinking. He's got it.
Okay, I'm going to do Tim first on this one.
Oh, gosh.
I wonder why. 3 estate agents sat on a bus in blindfolds. Great content. I hate you.
Is it cheese of some sort?
That is sardines. I don't even know where my drink is. Morgan.
Do you need a palate cleanser?
Yes, please. Am I opening?
Hold on. I'll pass you this one because this could get really messy.
Where am I? What are you passing me?
No,
Is this
you
a
don't
drink?
trust me at all now,
I've
do
got
you?
is this a drink?
Yeah, it's just water, I promise. You're really scared of me now. Right.
Did you eat? You didn't spit it out though, so you actually.
Well, I can't spit it on myself, can
You
I?
had to swallow it. That's brilliant.
I can't spit it on Morgan. I've only just met her.
I've had worse.
So did you say this one was going to be sweet?
This one's sweet, but I did just trick. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get the fish. Yummy.
I wouldn't have minded it. I don't think sardines.
No. It's...
I actually quite like them, especially when because we do them on the menu, and not that you'll appreciate this, Tim, but they're really fresh and they're like the proper whole boned with the heads on. So I did actually just give you a head.
Sorry, Tim.
I know.
That is brilliant.
Little fin in there.
I don't have any
How did you
words.
feel?
Bullied.
Sick, victimised. The irony is I've actually got a fish tattoo.
Oh.
I have.
Why? Because you hate them.
I like fish, just not to eat.
Don't
All right,
feed
mate.
me fish. Is
Don't
that
feed
what
me
it
fish.
says?
Yeah, do not feed. Oh, wow.
Next mouthful will make up for it. That was amazing.
Okay.
Oh, was it?
Should I
Alright.
do it again and just feed him sardines? Just keep going. Open wide. Ooh.
Better.
I'm scared.
Okay. This is the quietest I think we've ever been.
Strawberry.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I'm trying to think of what.
There's definitely chocolate.
Definitely chocolate.
So I'm thinking maybe like a. Oh, I don't know. I think it's a brownie.
It's not a brownie.
It's the consistency. I can't. Without my eyes, I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
difficult,
so
isn't it?
hard.
It's weird how it screws with your senses when you put a blindfold on.
Because when it
and
first
eat.
went in my mouth, I thought it was going to be a pancake. I thought when I tasted strawberry, I thought, oh, maybe pancakes.
Or
with
like
bit
a
of
waffle.
Maple. Yeah, like. But then the consistency.
I would say strawberry and chocolate. You said like a brownie, but not quite a brownie. So
Blondie.
that's where my head went.
No,
But I think I'm wrong. So I'm going to go with that.
it's too fluffy to be a brownie. Oh my god, I'm so frustrated. It's like a. Not a souffle.
No.
Are we saying we give up?
Yeah.
No.
Come on then.
Yes.
It
Right.
is a chocolate fudge cake
Oh.
pancake of the week.
What?
Okay.
Pancake.
Yeah.
So I get
Kind of said a bit of that.
the first bit was pancake, but then it.
Oh,
Yeah, with the taste,
God,
it just. I lost it.
That was beautiful. Can I take my blindfold off now?
I feel like a vampire.
I feel like I've been abused.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna have to eat some more.
If you want to cut it, then
I'm going.
chow
Get me
down,
out.
carry on.
Get me out. That's incredible.
Okay, so into the topic of today's episode, which is all about modern day estate agency and the impact that social media has on modern day estate agency.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've all been in the industry a long time, haven't we? And I think we can all agree that it's probably changed quite a lot during that time. None more so than over the last few years with the emergence of social media.
Yeah.
So has anybody got sort of any pressing thoughts on that and how it may or may not have changed our industry for the better or worse?
You know, we all started at a time where the high street agent, the walking in to the high street agent and saying, I really need a 4-bed detached house in so-and-so, that has gone. Would you agree?
There's still elements of it there.
Barnt Green.
I think
Yeah.
office presence is really important, especially in a place like Barnt Green.
Yeah.
But I do agree on the other end of, that has fizzled out in other areas.
I'm with you there,
We're
actually.
unique.
Yeah, I think you might be unique, but actually I still think there is an element of having a physical presence in a physical office encourages people to engage with you in that way. So at Redditch, for example, we're amongst a row of terrace houses.
Yep.
You're, for example, on the high street, and you're a little bit more out on a limb, aren't you, in the old Birmingham Road by the island. But we still get a lot of foot flow. And okay, not everybody comes in and says, I want a 4 or 3 bed detached house. But we genuinely have a lot of people that contact us, I want to register on your database, or happen to walk into the office and say, can you register us?
Yeah.
So that's obviously not the case for you, is it?
No, because we used to be on the corner of the Strand, and I can just remember the odd person coming in for the free paper.
Yeah.
So, and obviously in the corner of the Strand, the shop front was quite small, so it was
Prominent, though,
probably
wasn't it?
quite intimidating actually
To
walking
come in.
because
Yeah.
everyone would then just stare at you. So, yeah, and this is obviously the second agent I've been with where they made that decision to move out almost, to have free parking, to be able to have a lounge area, still have the private meeting rooms if it's a more personal conversation. So I feel that that's been a major benefit. Certainly the way the market has changed now and evolved, and everything now in terms of marketing is very important and is online. So I don't see the need to be on High Street. And that's very easy for me to say because we're not anymore.
Yeah.
But I actually don't feel it's necessary.
But presumably you would agree it's still really important to have a physical presence. So not necessarily on the high street,
Yeah.
but a physical presence somewhere within a town or on the outskirts of is still key for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is obviously the topic we're going on to, the power of social media and how that's impacted the market. There are agents out there that operate from social media.
Totally.
I think it's really important that we're still doing that now, have loads of different ways of pulling people in. Everybody's very different. If you think about, when we first maybe came into a estate agency, I remember looking through newspapers of physical properties being printed. We still obviously use magazines and things like that to advertise, but having that array of different places for people to look, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Facebook, Instagram, our own websites, and then you've got the other portals. I think it would be difficult without then having a physical office for somebody to come in and maybe sit down and do an old-fashioned, I want to talk about this is what I'm looking for from a family home.
So effectively then what you're saying is we sort of become a blend of older, more traditional and new and
It's a
forward
mix of the
thinking.
two. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
I think that's important though, isn't it? So just in terms of content then, I'm interested in what you guys think to this, because we operate on different platforms, don't we? So
Yeah.
the property portals, so Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, and then we've talked about LinkedIn, Instagram, even
TikTok, yeah.
So would it be fair to say that there's no such thing as having content that will work across all of those platforms? You've got platforms that are more content specific. What you'd put on Instagram, for example, you
Wouldn't
might not
work
put on
on-
TikTok or
Yeah,
vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, well, how people utilise those different platforms is very different one from the other, isn't it?
Yeah.
Instagram is very much sort of photo or video based. TikTok, it's short, it's quick, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
is.
clipped. And then even like Facebook. But again, I think Facebook is very different to Instagram.
Yeah.
So they all have presence
Yeah.
in the estate agency world. I think there's a reason to be on all of those, but I definitely think it's finding that balance.
Cool.
And that's what we've probably worked on more in the last 6 to 12 months as an agency.
I think so, and for people that are watching this that perhaps don't appreciate what we mean there, so we've put a lot of time, haven't we, into really improving the content that we put on social media, and really trying to make sure that it fits our brand as well as representing our clients
quality
really
over
well.
quantity, isn't it?
Exactly.
I think that's really important.
Yeah, and constantly diversifying and moving. You'll remember there was a time where I call them speed videos, where you know doing a video tour of a property, and it's like you're up, you're down, you're all over the place. Whereas actually now we've kind of slowed it down, and it feels more quality, as you've just said, which I think represents our vendors' properties really well.
I think the difficulty with social media is there's always a way of people just following trends.
Yeah.
And I think what we're very good at is actually not following a trend, doing something that suits us, suits our clientele. There's various feedbacks that we get, and we listen to people out there and what they want. But I do think it's also good that we're on board with that, traditional aspect of having physical offices, and also, being out there on all of these portals that people are looking on.
So let me ask you guys this then. So I think there's a common misconception in property that people think we as agents just stick it on Rightmove and wait for the phone to ring, and that is the bit that sells the property. And I'm sure there are some agents that do that.
Not anymore.
It's definitely not us. But do you think that same principle applies for social media? So are we at a point where we can say social media sells properties, or is it actually just something that keeps our vendors happy? That, kind of, in the nicest way, pacifies them. It ticks a box that, Arden are on social media.
Okay, so this might again be specific of my area. I don't think we're in the times now where you can just put a property online and expect it to sell itself.
Including on socials?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You need to be picking up the phone, you need to be proactive, you need to be speaking to people about areas, what that property will bring to their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you can't just rely on a social media post.
Sure.
I think something's probably crucial with social media. There is that hidden buyer that I think social media taps into more than anything else, even probably Rightmove.
Yeah.
Because the bigger you grow in terms of more followers on social media, obviously, then it's hitting people maybe outside of the areas that you typically operate.
Yeah.
And they could be 12 months down the line looking to move to that area, but they don't quite know it yet. I mean, there's been other agents, big independent agents like Spice of Heart, who have looked at AI software, where actually it's you basically will put something on Instagram in terms of 4-bed house, and all of a sudden it starts feeding you 4-bed houses.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it can work. The one thing I will say is agents put in this in the nicest possible way, rental that is needing some modifications and a little bit of work is not going to sell well on social media.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I would agree, yes. I think it's really important that you put the right sort of properties on there, rather than just have this blanket rule that everything gets on social media, everything has a video, everything has a drone. I think that one-size-fits-all approach is lazy and just doesn't work. Again, there's other agents, and I'm not trying to slag off any other agents here, but I think it's really important to have a strategy when it comes to marketing properties. So, the amount of estate-type houses that I go to see, and they've got a drone image with a boundary outline, and all I can see as an estate agent is 20 houses around it and different rooftops. I struggle to understand the concept of why that image on social media, on Rightmove and the portals is included at all.
It's shared.
So that's exactly your point, isn't it? You've got to make sure.
And look, we've all done that. It works on a lot of properties. But I think the problem is it goes through stages, doesn't it? Like, that's been the thing for the last couple of years now. Really, that drone plot.
Yeah.
And everyone will start to do it. So you just have to carry on evolving. Yeah. And I think what I quite like about this market is you have to be an estate agent.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is we're going back to pre-social media times, pre-Rightmove almost, where you've got to get on the phones and call through that database. Some people don't want to do it because it's hard work,
Absolutely.
and you're going to make 10 phone calls, and only one of them might be successful.
Yeah.
But that's
if you love your job, that's what you do.
Yeah, and that's how you're going to find a buyer in this market.
Absolutely.
Especially for a lot of properties, you know, $500,000 and over.
So then coming back to, you know, a more traditional high street in inverted commas approach versus an online agent's.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the presence that we have got really large databases across our group of proceedable buyers that are ready to go.
Yep.
And potentially some agents that operate in a more online fashion won't have those databases because they will be putting things out there and waiting for people to contact them, which of course is reactive compared to what you've just said there,
Yeah.
which is really proactive.
Yeah.
And these are all ways that we can, you know, help our clients sell faster, achieve a higher price, and ultimately get them moving a bit faster,
Yeah.
which is what it's all about, isn't it?
I think not every property though needs, like you said, one size doesn't fit all. You've got to tailor a strategy around a specific property and its features in order to get it sold.
Definitely.
In the right way.
I think I know how you're going to answer this question specifically, but is there still a place for printed marketing? But to be clear on how I'm phrasing that, does that sell a property these days? Or is that just something that you mentioned magazine earlier? So is the magazine just an element of, well, I've got a vendor and it's lovely to have that magazine as a keepsake? Or is that magazine advertising going to help sell a house? What do you think? I think your answers will be different.
Difficult question, right? So I'm on the fence here.
Okay.
So Swelthy magazine.
Yeah.
It's something that we've all got in our branches. I actually really like it.
Okay.
I think it concentrates on luxury homes. Do I know enough about the clientele that read it? Probably not.
Okay.
But I also think if I've got a property out there that wants to go to a mass market and wants that exposure at its absolute highest, then yes, I believe property should be physically printed in magazines. Now, on that, I only went to the gym the other day and saw a guy with the Swelthy magazine in the gym.
What, like on the treadmill?
No, not physically working out. He was actually sat in Health Kitchen just
I was
eating,
gonna say,
having a
that
little
makes
stand
more
through.
sense.
So I thought, do you know what? There are people that are out
pressing.
there looking at stuff like that.
Doing a bench and reading Swelthy.
Spotter just holding it
Imagine
for him.
Might be me next week. But yeah, again, you don't necessarily think that it would sell.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people that come into our branch and ask for a Swelthy magazine.
Okay.
There's been vendors that have been really happy that their property have been printed in it. So I can't answer you whether that sells a property. Have I had a buyer in that has said, I saw this in the Swelthy magazine and I want to go and view
Yeah.
it? I haven't.
No.
But that's not to say that it helps with the general marketing of that property and there's
Okay.
more eyes on it. And in my opinion, the most eyes on it, the better. It's more.
I'm going to ask you two something then.
Go on then.
When was the last time either of you was asked for a printed brochure?
So for me, and again, I think our answer might be slightly different, but I actually get asked that question quite a lot. Which, bearing in mind, you operate at a totally different price point generally compared to a Redditch market, I'm surprised by it. Now, traditionally, slightly older generation buyers do quite like that physical element, but we still get people that say, "Oh, you know, am I going to get a brochure?" And obviously, we have to say, we put a listing together. Of course, we do, but you don't get a physically printed brochure anymore. I think those days are gone for me.
I
Long
think
gone.
so.
Would you agree with
I
that?
think we did feedback from buyers on viewings. If you get the right amount of knowledge from the viewing, why do you need a printed copy of a brochure? At which point then, we did stop doing them.
Yeah.
But there are, weirdly, a lot of people that say they want a printed brochure. I tend to believe that's more of a sentimental thing, that they want to hold on to it. They're already kind of committed into selling the property, and that's kind of a little bit of a comfort blanket for them. But do buyers use them? No.
No,
Is
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think people these days, though, they're looking for you to be genuine, aren't they, in respect of your marketing.
Yeah.
Something that I love that Dominique over at Worcester has started to incorporate and roll out across the group is the vendor comment. And basically that is an interview. So let's say you own a property. Tell us a little bit in your own words as a seller about what you love about this property. And I think
love
that's
that concept.
so genuine.
I do like it.
And really refreshing. And that's something that a lot of people aren't doing.
Do you know why I like it?
Go on.
Touching on AI again. How many agents out there are literally AI-ing their summary,
Their marketing
yeah.
material.
and description?
Yeah.
It's not personal, is it? And
It's not. And
yeah.
nobody, like, let's be honest.
It's lazy,
Who
man.
reads it?
It's lazy.
Who reads it?
But if the initial paragraph is, with
Nobody
a
reads it.
fantastic garden that's really tranquil and it backs onto the M42, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
This is it. So nobody reads it at the moment, but I do think the vendor comments, someone who's lived there and knows that house better than anyone,
Yeah.
if they're going to make a paragraph about that house, why you should buy that house, that is the best person for it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Let's be
absolutely.
honest. Not the agent.
Okay, so I'm a female. I think females work
Thanks
a
for
lot more
clarifying.
on feelings, right? It's a feeling for me. So when I'm reading a property description,
Yeah.
like you say, some of them can be very AI and it's all the same and they're using different words and different descriptions for rooms.
Yeah.
But when you get the vendor thoughts, I just think it's a
Yeah.
it's a totally different feel to you just reading a couple of descriptive words about a property.
Yeah. So we're saying that, look, social media's got a place,
Mm-hmm.
but it has to be used in the right way.
Definitely.
It's not a one-size-fits-all strategy. You've got to have a bespoke marketing strategy that may include some printed marketing in a magazine,
Yeah.
depending on the sort of price point. But ultimately, there's no substitute for proper traditional agency. You might even call it old school these days, where you're physically picking up the phone and calling your database to be proactive, but you're still modern, forward-thinking and progressive
Well,
as a company.
there's not a better feeling than telling someone about a property, getting them in to that property,
Yeah.
and they go, "Oh my God, this is what we've been waiting for 6 months.
Absolutely.
I want to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm putting an offer in." They get their offer accepted, and they come back to you at the end and go,
Yeah.
"Like, you found me that house. Like that. You're not going to get a feeling like that from just putting it on social media, are you?"
You're definitely not, are you?
So if you really, really enjoy your job and enjoy this industry, then in my opinion, the old school wins.
It's the way forward.
Hands down.
There's a very close balance. We are very traditional because we work with people and we've got that office presence for people to come in and talk to us about places. We're proactive with buyers and whatnot, but we've also got a really strong understanding of what we want to be on social media.
Actually, if you look at the old school printed marketing, the magazine marketing, it's not measurable, is it? Whereas if you look at, because we make a lot of data-driven decisions as a business, don't we?
Yeah.
So even this, you can track the statistics of a podcast and how well it sort of features, how well things go, sorry. So when something's measurable and you can look at the statistics and the engagement on Instagram, TikTok,
Powerful, isn't it?
Rightmove,
Analytics
it
are
allows
very
us to give our
important.
vendor better feedback and ultimately, hopefully, help them make a more informed decision.
And also, from that, you also get what works and what doesn't.
This subject actually, although we chose it, one of the questions that came in from someone, Libby, thank you, actually was touching on how social media has changed the property industry.
Yeah.
So thanks for that, Libby.
Well, hopefully we've answered that with what we've chatted.
So that's
through.
one of the questions.
So we've got some other questions.
What's the funniest thing that's happened to you on evaluation/viewing?
I know immediately for me.
I mean, it's probably not that funny, but I've definitely gone to the wrong house before.
And knocked on the door.
I've
done that.
I was doing a viewing, this was years ago, and I was going to break the key. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm at the right house here, like I'm trying to get in. And at one point, then they opened the door going, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So I've got a viewing here. Oh, yeah. It's Matt from wherever it was.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was,
Okay.
to be fair, at the time. And the house was across the road and the vendor was still in,
Brilliant.
waving at me.
Okay. When I was like a junior negotiator at a different company, I turned up to this house. It was a repossession to do a viewing. Opened the door, full-blown cannabis factory. Blew my mind. Wouldn't necessarily say that's funny, but it was like
Wow.
quite shocking at the time.
Yeah.
I have definitely knocked on the wrong door, and it's the most embarrassing thing when you knock on the wrong door
Oh,
and the
God,
neighbour
yes.
is
Somebody
either
else-
opposite
Oh,
or next to you, and that's the house you're meant to be at,
Yeah.
and they're watching you. Probably the worst things that I've done. I went through a stage of wearing glasses. And I turned up to this house thinking I got my glasses on, knocked on the door, shook the guy's hand, sat down, and after about 20 minutes, I thought he's looking at me a bit weird, realised I'd actually just got sunglasses on. So I had sat in his house in my sunglasses for 20 minutes. That was awkward. I've also crashed into a vendor's wall before I valued the house. So crashed into the wall as I was pulling onto the drive, knocked on the door. Hi, I'm Tim from Arden. Your house was worth 400, but I've just knocked the wall down. It's
Now
now
375.
worth 375. So those are my things.
I'm guessing you didn't have your driving gloves on.
Different story.
One of my negotiators was doing a viewing, pulling off from the viewing. Viewing went very, very well. She actually sold it to the people that bought it, but on her way out, drove over the flower beds of next door,
Oh, I thought
who
you were gonna
came
say-
out.
Oh, I was going to say like a cat
cat?
or a dog.
No,
Drove
no,
over the cast.
Not that bad.
Just to
No.
clarify, we're all very, very professional these
Yeah,
days.
very responsible estate agents.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yes. What influenced your decision to become an estate agent? That's a good question.
It's a very good question. So for me, it was pure luck, if I'm honest. I remember when I was doing work experience as a 15, 16-year-old lad, I wanted to be a tennis coach. And I played tennis
So
at the
random.
time. I played tennis at the time. And the guy that used to coach me said, oh, come and do work experience with me. I'll pay you. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And my parents said, no, you're not doing that. They happened to know an estate agent, got me in there for a week, and I absolutely loved it. I shadowed, but by the end of the week I was on the phones. It's back in the day where you'd stick a stamp on a letter and take it down to the letterbox, and I just loved my week. I really got stuck in, and then from that point started working at the weekends and got offered a full-time job thereafter. So it was pure chance that I fell into this industry, but I've been in it for
Wow.
22, 23 years, and I love it.
Interesting one, actually.
Yeah.
So the reason that I got into estate agency was because of Romilly, who runs our
Okay.
Ruby branch.
Okay.
So years ago now, I was living in one of my dad's houses, and he decided that he was going to rent it out.
Yeah.
And Romilly happened to come and see the house. So I showed her around, and she said to me, have you ever thought about being an estate agent? At the time we worked for she worked for a different estate agent. And I said, no, I haven't. I worked in financial services. Was due to go back from maternity leave with my second daughter. And because she'd said that on that viewing, I thought, you know what, I fancy. And she said, if you ever fancy a change, come and see me. So yeah, happened to go in and see her and her boss
Wow.
at the time, and never looked back.
I was a duty manager at Dolphin Centre in Bromsgrove.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was a lifeguard to start with.
Yeah.
Then obviously worked my way up to
Imagine him as
duty
a
manager.
lifeguard.
And like, I didn't really hate that industry. I quite enjoyed it. To be fair, it was easy.
Yeah.
But there was no real progression. I always had an interest in property. And to be honest, I just like to talk to people. My dad ran a European coach company for years, and the reason why he was successful really was because he liked to have conversations with people. So I thought, well, this is a perfect fit.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
Yes. What do you like most about working for Arden? Very different to any other estate agent.
Yeah.
And that's not cheesy or corny. That is true.
Yeah.
It very much is.
There are a lot of things that I like about it, but yeah, absolutely touching on that. We're totally different to any other estate agent.
Because let's be honest, estate agent can be very cutthroat, can be extreme, pressure, but most people don't work well at like that if it's just constant. And I just think that not micromanaging constantly is
Yeah.
nice. Trusting your staff.
Definitely. And I think for me, I agree with all of that. I think the culture
Yeah.
is one of the key things for me.
Not that word.
I think we have got and created partially a really great culture at Arden. We've got brilliant people. Everybody pulls in the same direction, but at the same time, we're forward thinking, we're progressive.
They're very, very good at recruiting staff because we're all very like-minded in that respect. We're all
Yeah.
really hard-working.
And I think, again, diversification. So, this. How many other estate agents do people know that have got a podcast?
I've got something to tell you, actually.
Go on.
So I was only watching the England game the other day, and a lady taps me on the shoulder and she says, are you the girl that does the podcasts? And I said, yeah. And she said, Arden. And I went, yeah, I run the Barn Green branch. And she said, no way, me and my husband. Their husband's obviously sloshed. We watch a podcast. This is Arden. This is Jade from Arden. I was like, oh, that's so lovely. I went back over to my mum.
Well, we're getting there, aren't
Yeah,
we? The
exactly.
views are going up and up and up.
Absolutely.
I was loving it. I was just like, oh, that's quite
We're
lovely.
getting there.
Thank you to everybody. Oh, sorry.
One last question.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't
One last
realise.
question. Who's most likely to answer their emails on holiday? This is from Gracie.
What, out of all of us?
Yeah.
I mean, I consistently answer my emails.
Yeah,
on
I mean, I
holiday.
never
I
switch
don't have an
mine
out of
off.
office that I switch on, so.
I don't switch off. My emails come through to my phone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Pros and cons.
I spoke to James when he recently went on holiday and he had like no phones, downtime with the kids and all the rest of it. And I'm very much so of the same opinion. When you go away, you've got to, it's a break, but I can't help it.
I've
And
never
again,
been able
because
to
I love
switch
my
There'll be
job.
a glance, won't there, each day, let's be fair.
God, yeah.
No, I do it. I do it all the time. Every time I'm on my phone, there's a notification if there's an email come through.
Yeah.
So I will always look, and I'll always deal with it. And my team know when I go on holiday.
So we're all likely then.
I think we're all like
We all do.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Fair
we're
enough.
all guilty. Hope that answers that question.
There we go.
For you. So Morgan is the owner of Toast, has very kindly let us have her bus venue for the afternoon. So we just thought it'd be great to have a chat with you, a little bit more about Toast, how it started, and how it's developed over time, because it's like super impressive today. Not that it wasn't to start with, but it's grown a lot.
It has grown.
So talk us through that.
Me and Dad have collaborated,
Yeah.
but we've always worked together since I was 18.
Okay.
So I was in hospitality trade,
Yeah.
and then I had an argument with my manager. Put my coat on, and in the middle of the shift, I left.
And left.
Yeah, and I didn't really know what to do. So Dad said, "Oh, we were in cars at the time." I went and did that with him and got some sales experience.
Yeah.
And then one day he came home because he had the property knowledge.
Yeah,
and he
the
was in
background.
development, and he bought the pub.
Okay.
So it was a failed pub, needed massive renovation work, and the premise was that he was going to go for change of use.
Yeah. Sure.
And it was a ridiculous amount of money. Like,
Okay.
he would never have believed the money that we got it for. Like, we got it for just over 300,000.
Okay.
Wow.
The actual
Wow.
property, the
Yeah.
building.
That's insane.
So Dad was like, "Oh my god! Like, if we do the change of use, whatever," and then things happened, and we ended up turning it back into a pub because everybody wanted to save their local pub, which
Yeah.
rightly so. You know, we're all fighting to keep local pubs open.
Absolutely.
The Flyford, then it crept up. It got really busy. We actually made like a success of that, but then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then me, being really silly, decided to set up a cafe in COVID
Yeah.
at the back in Dad's shed.
Yes, I remember that.
And then Toast just there was no business plan. There was nothing. I opened the door because it was the hours I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to take my dog to work. So
Yeah.
I was like, right, I'm going to do a dog-friendly cafe. And as long as it covers my income and I'm all right, like, we'll just see where it goes.
So you kind of built the business around your lifestyle then,
Yeah, I did.
initially.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ended up setting up Toast. We opened that when we released that. And then we went back into lockdown.
Yeah.
So that set us back a little bit.
Okay.
Pub then started to go downhill because the drinkers, we were like a lot of older clientele.
Yeah.
And they didn't really want to come out anymore because they were petrified that they were going
Scared
to
to
get ill.
death of COVID. Yeah.
So our drinking trade went down. Toast just kept going up to the point then when we were fully booked for months in the old place. We had like 7 tables. We added on the bus,
Yeah.
which is still here today.
The bus is epic.
Yeah, it is. That's when we started getting quirkier and quirkier.
Yeah.
We realised that was the way it was working, and because the building that it was in originally, the shed, is kind of like a chalet look.
Yeah.
And that was where we went, and then we ended up, Dad bullied me. This is when me and Dad collaborated,
Okay.
because we closed the Flyford
Yeah.
as it was, and then we opened Toast up into the whole building.
Sure.
But I didn't want to do that because I was certain, I was like dead set on that it was the kind of the want factor to get in.
Okay.
So because it was fully booked, everyone wanted to come.
So that
Because
almost
you couldn't get
created
in.
more demand.
Yeah, so it was like, yeah. And I was like, no, like, we're going to have too much space and it's going to lose the look. And so I worked with some designers. Chalk It Up, one of them,
Okay.
did the mural. She's local.
Yeah,
So
wicked.
she did all of the designs and the paintings on the ceiling. and we kind of tried to make it as quirky as possible.
Yeah.
And try and keep the same vibe.
And I think you've nailed it, because it does have the same vibe, just on a slightly bigger scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we keep the traditional part to the front.
Yeah.
So we've still got the drinking trades. We still let the locals in. So it's like a cross now between Toast and the Flyford kind of.
Yeah. So it's like
the
amalgamated.
Really good bits.
Yeah.
Do the locals like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
That's
took
the
them a
main
while.
thing, isn't it?
So they were like, "Why is a breakfast and brunch place taking over our local pub?"
Yeah.
And then they came in and they realised that there was uproar over a specific table, like the barrels that are still in there.
Yeah, we sat there the other day.
And they were like, if
yeah.
those barrels move, we're off. Like,
Yeah.
we're at another local pub. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like
That could
pinned
be for
against the
locals.
wall, like pitchforks. You know what local villages are
Definitely the villages are like that,
Yeah.
aren't they? There's other elements to Toast, isn't there? So Cars on Toast springs
There
to mind.
is, yeah.
Tell us a bit about that, because I think that's
So
really cool.
that's a moulding of me and Dad put together. That is.
Okay.
So that's Dad's crazy idea.
Yeah.
So Lloyd from Driving Heroes,
Okay.
which is another local company,
Yeah.
he came for New Year's a couple of years ago now.
Okay.
Not last year, the year before. And we had a really drunken chat
Yeah.
that we all thought it would be a great idea to do like a really local car meet.
Yeah.
And so the idea kind of came into fruition, and it ended up going.
That's it.
It's
I feel like it's
mental.
exploded.
It's exploded.
Yeah, like-
But thank God for Cars on Toast.
Yeah.
Because like the issues that the hospitality trade are facing at the moment, unfortunately, as the years have gone on, it's become increasingly more difficult for us to earn money.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that like they always go on about the fat, don't they? The fat
Yeah.
on the profit, isn't there?
It's just got smaller and smaller.
Yeah, so I mean they go on this ridiculous thing now as everything's on turnover, but they're not necessarily taking into consideration profit.
Okay. Yeah.
So we really, I mean, we could always be busier,
Yeah.
but we are very busy to the point where a lot of times we would struggle to get more people through the door.
Okay.
And we're still not earning the profit. It's
That's crazy,
it's still
isn't it?
becoming increasingly
Yeah,
difficult
absolutely.
to actually earn. Cars on Toast is the difference for us between making money in a year and not.
That's insane.
That is how tight it is. If the pub was to solely exist on its own,
Yeah.
it would be touch on go and keeping the doors open.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So that's got to be then the biggest shock to people and the biggest shout out for come and support your local
Come and
pubs.
support your it doesn't matter how busy that you think they are, you can just please support them
Yeah.
to keep open.
Absolutely. So many people that I talk to, even from Redditch, even from Worcester, know about Toast. But for anybody that doesn't, get involved. Like, it's an amazing venue. The menu, you chat. How often do you change the menu?
Every 3 months.
Okay, brilliant. So it's
So it
always
goes
fresh,
seasonally.
always new, which is
Yeah.
brilliant. And the events, is it Tuesday night you do Cars on Toast?
In the summer, every
summer?
other Tuesday. So
Yeah.
the dates are on our Instagram
Brilliant,
page. So
okay.
they're pinned to the top.
Find
Yeah,
that.
they're really, really cool. I mean, some of the supercars that we get are just absolutely insane. Like,
I've seen it.
so it's like it's really inclusive.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you can bring your family along. Like, you haven't got to be car mad. It's just a really nice vibe.
Thank you again for having us today. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you
You've
for
been
choosing
great.
us.
No, absolutely. Look, it was a pleasure. When we reached out and you said, yeah, amazing, I just knew we had this vision, didn't we? That the bus is
You
where
just
we
wanted
wanted
to
to
come and
be.
eat fruit food.